Hey, it's me, Shane here from Organics. We build websites and we rank them on Google to get leads. Now, in this video, we'll be having a look at Galaxy Auto Detailing. It's a company in San Antonio. So initially, when I had a look at the site looks pretty clean and professional. So the branding is pretty solid, as you can see here, where you have, I guess, the purple and blue and this Galaxy icon here. So throughout the website, I do see that the branding is consistent and might add a bit more of the logo into certain areas on the page. But either way, the site looks pretty professional. It doesn't look like it's shady or anything like that. So that's one thing to add. Now, what we like to do is just make sure that the menu at all times scrolls along. So just make sure that you have a get a quote button somewhere on the page, or even just a chat bot here, right? So chat widget here. So just that alone has allowed us to help clients get a shit ton of leads through their website by adding additional conversion mechanism into their website. Now, this is a pipeline of one of our clients that has been with us for a while. They came to us when their website was down. Basically, I guess they didn't have any kind of website maintenance and the site was hacked at a certain point. So the entire website was de-indexed from Google. And as you can see, this is like just one of their pipelines where you can just see like endless amount of like leads in your pipeline. And these are leads that reached out to the business after searching on Google and just look through their Google Maps back and then clicking through to their website. I must say, by the way, these are not all the leads. So they do have other leads that they get through their website form, or, even like phone calls that come through. So I just wanted to show that just to give you an idea of, what a website should do for you. So initially, right, the design and everything, just having a page in order, that's the first step. That's just a website, but you want to make sure that it has the proper conversion elements on there. You'd want to sort that out before you start ranking, just so, if you start ranking, you don't want folks to click away from your website, because if they do click away, that's something that Google does look at. So now in terms of the site, like I said, it looks pretty good. The branding is pretty decent, and you have a pretty good foundation. Now, from an SEO standpoint, it looks rather basic, and it due to a couple of things. Now, if you look at the different, at the website itself, you do have San Antonio here, but throughout the website, I don't really see your Google map integrated into the website that much. I had to click away or click to Google in order to find it. I think it might be down here, hidden in the corner. So note there's certain sections that you'd want on your page, on your homepage, especially maybe review section. There are probably other things that I can't really think of right now, but that you could have on your homepage. So I think your homepage is not being used properly. As for your services, depending on which of these you do more of, you might want to pick one. And it really depends, right? You could go for like both of these because they're very closely related, but you might want to zoom in and just focus in on like one primary service, and then the other, all the other services would be secondary services. So that's number one. That's the first thing that I would do. I think for the website itself, I think there are a couple of links that you could actually just optimize. Add proper name to those links just to help Google and help the search engines. There are some images on your website with a proper title, and I think all of them have like alt text, but they don't really have like title. It's not the end of the world, but as I say with SEO, it's like 101 things, actually more, that you need to pay attention to, and just one of those things being missing from your site may not hurt you, but over time they do stack up. So as for the schema, it seems like it's a basic and generic schema, so you want to be more professional schema. Those are things that we work into our content. So anytime we create a new page on your website, we would essentially create a proper schema to match that website. And a schema is essentially the coding, extra coding on, let's say, your homepage that is available for Google or any kind of like robot that scans your website, and it'd be much easier for them to digest the information on your website rather than going through your entire website. So essentially you're helping Google make the life of Google or Bing easier, and by doing that, they favor your website over someone else that does not do it. So one of the first things that I notice, and this is usually a huge indicator that not much SEO has been done, or whatever SEO that was done before was not that up to par, especially if you're a local business, and that's just the lack of location pages. So if we have a look at your website right now, you almost don't have any location pages on your website, and that's problematic. Right? As a local business, you'd want to mention every single area or just area, neighborhood that you service or that you're available in. And right now, I think you're only in Born, if you're, I guess, German. But you're only in Texas, and that's a pretty small area. And I think I think your service area or where you welcome clients from is pretty much the entirety or the entire area of San Antonio, right? I'll pull up a map in a bit to show you how far away that is. So you're telling, actually, I think we can just see it here. Zoom out. So yeah, essentially you're telling, right, you're looking for customers that are anywhere in San Antonio or anywhere in these area here, but based on your website, this is the only area that you service. So you're missing out on a ton of potential traffic just because you do not mention or you do not target all of these additional locations around your main service area. And it could just be that you're only focused on this area here, but based on what I'm seeing on your website, I don't think that's the case because you said San Antonio, right? If you're looking to rank in San Antonio, but you don't mention any of the neighborhoods or any of the cities in San Antonio, or just this side, right? You can go north, east, west, whatever around your business, and you might be able to rank for those areas. It might be a stretch because you're in this area here, but if you have a really good website, you should be able to rank down in these area here. Now, this is to say, right, this is for the website. If it's a Google My Business, it's going to be wherever your Google My Business is located. So if you're in this area here in Bourne, Texas, in this area here, you might be able to rank out maybe 10 or 15 miles from this location here. So you won't be able to dominate San Antonio with your Google My Business profile unless you have a Google My Business profile in that area. And the reason for that is Google is looking for the closest business, the business that's closest to the user, to the consumer, right? If I'm in San Antonio, I'm looking for a detailing company, I don't want to go all the way to Bourne, right? Potentially, I don't know, right? It really depends on a lot of other factors, but ideally I'm just looking for something close by, or even a restaurant, right? If I'm looking for a restaurant and Google serves me information or restaurants that are in another city or another town, I'm not gonna be that happy because I'm bro, I'm in the center of San Antonio, so why are you telling me to go to Bourne just to get a pizza? So yeah, no, with a website, you can overcome that issue by creating pages targeting all of these areas because a lot of your competitors may not be doing that at the moment. If they are, you're going to have to write better content, better location pages than those competitors. So as I just said, if you want to rank in multiple markets, you're going to need to build out additional pages targeting all of those areas. And it's going to be location pages, but also supporting pages that are going to help those location pages rank. At the moment, you're kind of ranking for almost nothing because you went so, it depends on how you see it, but you're pretty narrow here and your website is rather generic in terms of the targeting. So you're not going to get a lot of results because geographically you're not targeting wide enough, and in terms of topic you're going too broad, right? So you can see how that's not working for you. You're not telling Google specifically what you're an expert at, and you're not telling Google the entire area that you service. So add those two together and you just get basically stag ranking or stagflation, whatever you want to call it. But you're not going to rank. You're just going to be publishing content, just running on that hamster wheel until you get exhausted and just give up on SEO altogether. So I would recommend building out pages like San Antonio, Bourne, and any other cities in the area. You don't want to go too wild. I see a lot of websites where they have 200, 300, 400 different pages. You really don't need 400 location pages. You just need to target the right areas around your business. You probably because you've been in business for a while, I assume you probably know where most of your customers are going to be coming from or where they're prepared to travel from, and then you can actually build location pages from those areas so that you show up in those areas. Now, as for the title for those kind of cities, it's going to be ceramic coating in San Antonio, window tinting, Bourne, or auto detailing in Bronzeville. All right, so these are just suggestions. Of course, before you build out all of these pages, you want to do a proper audit and just map out all of the pages, all of the keywords that you're going to be targeting, and then you want to systematically build out those pages. Now, the next biggest issue on your website is the content. Basically, the content on your blog section. It's not really functioning as supporting content, and content is pretty important. It's going to be one of those things that's going to help determine whether or not you're an authority or if you have the expertise on a certain topic. So if you don't have the right content on there, you're not going to be able to use it to push the right pages to the top of the rankings. And Google is not going to take you serious because if you only have 3 pages about detailing and they're all kind of targeting the exact same keyword, Google is essentially just going to think you're faking it, or you just don't have enough written content out there in order for Google to trust you enough to send their users to your website. So since we're talking about like content, I just want to pull this up. These are the 4 pillars that I kind of focus on when it comes to local SEO, and that's going to be your website. So your website is essentially what you have already. You have a website, it's hosted somewhere, and hopefully all of the technicals, the speed issues, and all of those things are sorted. Your site architecture is going to be probably more along the lines of like content, because if you have good content and it's structured properly, it influences your site architecture. But basically, what you're looking at is you need a good website, you need to build trust, and then you need to produce content and get backlinks on an ongoing basis. Now, the trust is produced through reviews, right? So, the more reviews you get, not just reviews, but job completion, case studies, before and afters and whatnot, whatever you can show in order to show that you're real and that you deliver solid results is going to help you in the end. So that's what trust comes down to. With content, you're going to be building up expertise. So you want to become the mini Wikipedia in your area for detailing, right? So by building up that expertise, Google trusts you more than your competitors, and they're willing to take the risk of sending their users to your platform. And if your website is good and if you have enough trust on there, once they've read your content, they will take action, and Google will see that as a successful completion of their goal, right? Of their users' goal. So it will send you more users, it will send you more customers, right? I'm using the word users, but essentially they're sending you more customers. So the happier you can make the customers that Google sends you, the more you're going to be able to rank, and you need all of these things here to be working in order for that to happen. Now, links is also kind of important, not as important as the rest, I should say, because you can actually rank pretty well just by focusing on your website, building trust, and then also content. But links kind of, it helps your content to rank better. It helps build trust, because a link is just a vote from another company, another business in your area or somewhere on the web, where they place here a link to your website, and essentially you're saying, hey, this website here, this detailing company is legit, so I'm linking back out to that company. So Google sees all of this, and then they're going to be able to determine whether or not you're a solid company, you're a good company or not, whether or not you're reliable, you're not a scammer or whatnot. And if you're a scam company, you're not going to get a lot of real good links to your website. Now, to get back to this, right, content plays an important role. So you'd want to have the right content on your website. Otherwise, you can write 1,000, 2,000, maybe 4,000 words of content, or words, just 4,000 pieces of content, but you're not going to rank. So we use content in a structured fashion. So you'd want it to, certain blog pieces to link back up to your your homepage, your service pages, and your location pages, because those are your money pages. So you'd want to make sure that those pages are ranking properly. So now, a lot of the articles on your website, I'm going to show you in a bit, but a lot of articles are rather generic. So benefits of ceramic coating, why choose mobile detailing, importance of window tinting. I'll see if I can find some of them here. All right, so number one, why professional ceramic coating beats DIY kits. So that's already one that's rather generic. So I really don't know where you're trying to rank. I'm looking at it right now. Probably if I click through to the article, I see here San Antonio, but you want to mention the areas that you're trying to rank in. And even San Antonio, it's a massive area. So I think we looked at that together, where you saw that San Antonio is pretty far out from where your location page is. So I don't know if that's where your Google My Business is, but at least where your current location page is, it's pretty far out. So, and San Antonio is a massive area. If I'm going to try to rank for San Antonio, I better come with some really good SEO, really good content, and also solid, strong backlinks. Otherwise, I won't get any kind of like result. Now, the next thing is, let's just run through a couple others. So yeah, a lot of the targeting is going towards San Antonio. Not necessarily different areas. So in your blog section, you're rather telling Google, all right, San Antonio, but then when I look at the location page that you built for your website, it only targets Bourne. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that properly, but yeah. See here, just open up the maps just to see where this Google My Business is located. Yeah, so your Google My Business is located in San Antonio. Nevertheless, you only have one location page, and that's in this area here. So this is actually much better for your business, because you're front and center in San Antonio, and whether it's San Antonio, Houston, Dallas, or Miami, they're all large cities. And with large cities, you're going to need to divide them into different areas so that you can target more on a smaller level, because then your competition is just going to be what you see here on the map, right? For each page, rather than trying to target like the entire population of San Antonio. And what you're telling Google is like, hey, I want to compete against every single detailing company in San